Idaho Garden Girl. Thank you for like number one, Stephanie. Well, I've got another week coming up, another school week. Trying to get a routine down. It's the third week of the school year. Going by fairly fast. Well, my friend Dave, and I was a couple of hundred subs ahead of him just recently, has really been growing his channel. He passed 1,700. I went over and I was looking at one of his live streams, and it said he had, whoops, said he had 1.7K. So he's at 1,700. And I told him he was going to probably beat me to it. When I started today, I was at 1,693. So I'm 7 shy. Hello, Black Widow. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for everybody who's successful on YouTube. I know that I have not been, but then that's me. Hello, Uncle Al. I mean, as an example, I was a little over 1,500 subscribers in early January. Early January. So we're saying like 8 months ago, I was at 1,500 subscribers. I haven't hit 1,700 yet, and it's been 8 months. I'm very close to 1,700. So my channel has not really been growing. 5 in the house. And 4 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. It, as I say, it is what it is. I know of people who have grown their channels fairly fast, and they don't really put out content. They come on, they do a lot of outreach, and they come on, and it's connect, and you know, they're strictly what I guess you'd call a growth channel. They're basically about is growing. You know, they don't really put out content. They really don't talk about anything. They may talk about the weather. KP Heathen, how you doing? Joseph Moore, how you doing? I have not been putting in. I have not been putting in the time on my channel. I'm not putting in the kind of time on my channel I need to sustain continuous growth. You know, I'm not putting out. I'm not putting out the content, or I'm not putting out quality content, or what would be perceived as being quality content. I mean, let me use my friend the Black Widow as an example. When she puts out content, she always has a real good, she always has a very interesting and a very good thumbnail. Her thumbnails are great. You know, it attracts, it makes you want to click on it. And one of the things that you need to have is you need to have real good thumbnails. My thumbnails are, you know, I don't put out clickbait, and I'm not saying she does by any means. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, there are people that, I mean, they use all sorts of computer graphics to generate their thumbnails. They stage they stage this stuff. They I mean, that's what they study. They study stuff, and they copy stuff. They do similar stuff. They look at something that was very successful, and then they try to, coattail onto it with a slightly different flavor. And I haven't been doing that. Yoda, congratulations on 1,700, son. I told you were going to beat me. SSR, how's it going, SSR? I tell you what, I watched your last live stream. It was about 45 minutes or so. And you did one of those Americana things. And I went and I left you some comments during the course of it, where I would comment, like, if it was actually, I was actually, you were actually doing it. It wasn't a replay. But I did a full, and I viewed it. I enjoyed it. And again, congratulations on hitting 1,700. Idaho Garden Girl is greeting everybody. Michaela Mystic. Hello, Michaela. How are you doing? Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda. I will tell you, YouTube is a hobby to me. It gives me something to do. And I enjoy interacting with the people that I interact with. I have people that will reach out to me and they'll send me emails or text messages, or occasionally will call me. My YouTube friends. And people that I'm acquainted with. And I enjoy the contact. And I feel like, what I present is you know, it's teaching about what can we do when things don't go right. What do we need to have in an emergency? I could do a better job of that. I have in the past. I like the stuff that I put out more in the past because I would actually go through in my editing and the sound and images, and I would put stuff with it, you know, and I would put segments together, piece it together with transitions and everything, and it looked a lot nicer. It was smoother. And there was a time when they were getting a lot more views. You know, a lot more views, a lot more comments. You know, if you can put out a video and the first day you have over 100 views, second day you have over 200 views, and later in the week you got between 300 and 400 views, you know, and then you've got a couple of hundred, you know, comments that are being left and maybe 100 likes. You know, that's pretty good. And I haven't been doing that in the last several months. Yeah, I haven't been doing that. The last video I put out, which was the one from the beginning of school, and I had put out a couple of shorts, you know, less than a minute shorts, where I went into the room and I basically walked around the room to show you how the room looked. The first one was first day back from summer, where they basically had done the floors and they'd painted the place and they'd had everything out in the hallway, and then they just shoved it all back in, and how it looked when I came in. So I did two, and then I did one pretty well finished up, you know, and it was a couple of minutes long, so I said, you know, I think this will be a video. And I released it as a video. And it's the last one I've done. And it you know, and it's been probably a couple of weeks since I've done it. And it has like 50, 52, 53 views. I'm pretty sure that everybody's in here right now probably has seen it. But, well, I'm sorry, Uncle Al. Hello, Bud Files. 5 in the house, 9 likes. So, you need, if you're trying to produce and you're trying to up your views, you need to have a good thumbnail for your video or for your short. You basically need to have a good thumbnail. Doing too many repeat items, where you're basically doing the same thing over and over and over again, that will not be a way to boost your views or your subscribers. Like, you know, right now, well, there was a time that I really wasn't doing shorts. Uncle Al was on my butt. You gotta do shorts. You gotta do shorts. You know, put out some shorts. And I put out a short. And like a week later, I did another short. And maybe a week or two after that, I did a third short. You know. And every so often, I do a short. No, you gotta do shorts every day. You gotta do several shorts every day. And Here recently, it's like, you gotta do 4 shorts every day. 4 shorts. Gotta put out 4 shorts every day. It's not only Uncle Al telling me that. There are several people telling me that about putting out shorts. You know, and it was like I wasn't thinking shorts. I wasn't thinking putting out shorts. I was thinking more, my prepping stuff. Like I'm buying prepping stuff, and I'm prepping, and then I'm showing stuff that I'm buying to try to share with people. Like I got this at this, I got this at a good deal. You can get this, on sale for such and such a price. They got it marked down. This is the time to buy it. Type stuff. This is stuff you need to have. And that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about that. The AI wants 6 shorts. Well, somebody else had told me the AI wanted 4. They wanted 2 videos. 4 shorts and 2 videos. But you're saying 6? Oh, well, the AI, the AI is not going to like me then. Because on good days, I usually put out 2. What I try to do is I put out a short, and then, they build, most of them, and they hit the 400s. Inside of several hours or half a day, usually they hit the 400s. So when I got one that's approaching 400 or around 400 or in the 400s, I drop another one. So most days I will drop 2 shorts. There's occasions when I drop 3 shorts. Hell, there was one day I dropped 4 shorts. And one of the things about that was that I had dropped a couple of shorts together within a short period of time, and they weren't getting many views. I mean, if you go back and look at my shorts, or just look at the summary of my shorts, you will see that most of them were in the 400s. Every so often you get ones in the 500s or 600s, but most of them go into the 400s. But then sometimes there's a clinker, and I don't know what the deal is. But then what I will try to do is I'll try to change the name of it. Like I'll change the name of the short. I'll rename it. Or I might change a couple of the hashtags. And sometimes it helps it. And sometimes, nope. So I have 1 or 2 recent ones that got to around 100 and cut off. I don't know what the deal was, that they stopped at 100 and they didn't go any further. But they didn't, so I dropped more. I dropped new ones, and then the new ones went back to the 400s. The new ones went to the 400s. Well, congratulations, Melinda. You had one that got to 2K. I've never had one get to 2K. I've had one short that got to 1,800, and I've had a couple of shorts that get to almost 1,000 and get into the 900s. But most of them is 400, a little over 400, 450. One of the things I've thought about doing is I've thought about doing like a taco talk or a coffee talk news, where I do like a 2 or 3 minute video clip and I upload it. And it's basically me talking about what I think is the news that day. It would be like right now, um, I come on and I record a 2, 3 minute, 4 minute. If it's like a real big news day, maybe a 5 minute. But I do like a little news clip, and this is my take on the news. This is what's going on in the news. I've thought about doing that, and I probably could, because it's like coming on and doing my live streams. I do an hour. Last night I actually did an hour and a half. Had almost 20 watch hours from my live stream last night. 20 watch hours. It would have been over 10 if I had just done an hour, but it got close to like 20. So, and that was for doing like a 90-minute one. And I was just, we were just talking. I was talking, and I was talking prepping, and just, and going through stuff, and I just lost track of time. I remember Uncle Al usually leaves after an hour or close to an hour if he comes in, and that's usually my thing to say. Well, 2 or 3 minutes, I need to quit. But it wasn't a work night. Last night was not I didn't have work today, so I did an hour and a half. And there are people, and I had like 15 people in the chat. There were 15 people. So I just kept going because I had a bunch of people in. And that were that were in the chat and such. But no, I'm at the point where I do a couple of shorts a day, and if they average in the 400s, and then I do my live stream, I will average 1,000 views a day. If I'm averaging 1,000 views a day between a couple of shorts and my live stream, then I'm pretty happy. Right now, for the last 28-day cycle, I'm at 26.5K views for the last cycle, 28-day cycle, 4 weeks. 26.5K, And I'm at 550 some odd watch hours. And I'm used to being over 600, but then I went for a period of time where I had some issues and I wasn't doing it. And I haven't been doing it every day. So there are days when it's down. But I could very easily be at 600 watch hours and averaging 600 watch hours in a cycle. And then, if you do the math on that, that's a little over 20 hours a day watch time. But the thing that I'm not really happy, well, a couple of things I'm not happy with. I'm not happy about the fact that I have not been able to complete the monetization. And I've had a couple of people who are really tech people, that know YouTube and do YouTube and trying to get it done for me. And you get past the verification, and then you got to do that next thing, and but it won't accept it. Won't accept it. So I don't know. I don't know. But I've talked to people who say it usually takes about a month before you get they get through it, and they accept you and everything. And then they have to owe you $100 before they'll send you we'll send you money. So if you're one of these channels like me that's probably making $30 or $40 a month for them, if you look at Social Blade, it doesn't seem to think that my channel's bringing in the kind of, at least they're getting revenue off of it from ads or whatever, because they're running ads on my channel right now. 7 in the house. And I apologize. I've missed a lot of what's being said in the comments. it's good to have dogs. I have a couple of dogs. I had three. One of them passed away. I hadn't replaced them. Dogs are like they're family. They get old. I mean, I own the parents. My Ford, who brown lab, I owned his parents, and we kept him from a litter, and we owned him all of his life. Very very lovable, very needy dog. He'd let you know if somebody was around. He was a big dog. He weighed about 100 pounds. And we have two more dogs. If you've looked at some of my back shorts, you've seen them. But they're good to let you know if somebody's around. Little Lone Prepper. Hello, Little Lone Prepper. I was talking with one of my friends, that I had breakfast with yesterday, and he had told me about this incident with his daughter and her husband. And I have said that everybody should own a 20 gauge pump shotgun. I put triple buckshot in it. You can get one even today. You can go to Walmart and you can get a 20 gauge youth model pump shotgun. 20 gauge with an 18-inch barrel, 18 and a half inch barrel. You're not using it for bird hunting. You're basically using it to defend yourself, So I tell people, get a shotgun. And the second weapon I tell people to buy is get a 38 Special or 357 revolver. A 3-inch or a 4-inch barrel. I like 3-inch, but 3-inch or 4-inch barrel, six shot. It doesn't have to be like name brand, off brands that are decent. You can get a 38 Special that put hollow points in it, six shot. If you can't hit them, fairly close range with 6 shots, and you're in a world of hurt. Double action. Just point and pull the trigger. You don't have to worry about dropping the magazine. You push the wrong button and the magazine drops out. You don't have to worry about, well, do you have one in the chamber or whatever? You just, old school. But that would be the combo that I would tell people to get, is get a 20 gauge shotgun and then have a good revolver. And Texas is a carry state. Open carry, concealed carry, stand your ground, whatever you want to call it, talk about. And I would carry it concealed. I would have a revolver, I'd have a holster, and I'd have it like on my belt, and I'd have a shirt over it, or I'd have a fanny pack or something other where I can keep it in there where I can get to it. You never know. And I would go to the firing range and I would learn how to shoot it, and I'd have somebody teach me how to shoot it and how they're easy to clean, how to load it, safety and all, and then just practice shooting it. And that's my advice I'd give to anybody. It's freely given. Ten in the house and 10 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. So, I've been told, well, you got to watch out because YouTube's like shadow banning people. And YouTube is, you get strikes and they lock you out and everything. Or you say the wrong thing, they lock out your channel. You can't do anything on it. And I know people who have had that happen to them. They say the wrong thing that, they say something that's truthful, but YouTube doesn't like it. And they thump you. Oh, God bless you, Uncle Al. I hate blood. I hate the vampires drawing blood. It used to be that they do it up here. There was a phlebotomist at the doctor's office, and she'd always say, well, I can get it up here. And most of them, they like to get it in here, you know. So, had a new phlebotomist. The other one retired after 100 years or whatever. And I told her, I said, well, because I don't have my fades are not, they're not like surface or whatever. You can see them. So she was looking around, and I said, "Well, this is where," and she tried and didn't get it. I mean, hell, it was right there, and she's like moving it around in there, and it's like, oh, hurting. And she said, let me just do it the way I would normally do it. And she got it. Amazed me, she got it. But 6 times, and I've had them try to hit me 3 times, and I said, I'm sorry, 3 strikes, you're out. And they didn't get it in 3 tries. And it's like, I'm not here to be tortured. I'm not here to be tortured. I do not like needles. Yeah. I hear you. I'm running out of blood. I hear you. Just thinking of that, I'm thinking of Bus Stop. I hadn't heard from him, and how long's it been? His channel's frozen. I don't know what he did. And his phone's not working. He had one of those government phones, and I don't even know what happened to him. He liked to be called Bruno, and his Christian name was Patrick. Oh, don't be telling that. I normally do not reveal. I mean, there are people who says, well, this is my name, but don't mention it. So I use their whatever name they come up with for their channel. I mean, my channel name is my name, David Lynn. And then I do Taco Talk, and I do Coffee Talk, and I Prepper Principal, and but it's David Lynn. Yeah, I hear you. Well, you go, Black Widow, with your bad self. Uh, she's really awesome. She's really awesome. But this is one of those days. 10 likes, 10 in the house. This is one of those days where. So you got to use a good thumbnail. You got to have a good thumbnail. And you want to try to come up with inspirational, content. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Do some variety, And then the other, the other thing that YouTube doesn't like is they don't like controversy. Don't say things that are to them controversial. They don't want drama, controversy. You know, I was watching a video. Apparently, YouTube. No, not YouTube. UK. They want to come over and start arresting people in the United States for saying things that they don't appreciate. The government, the the woke, liberal, socialist UK government. You know, you hurt their feelings, they want to arrest you. They want they want permission to come over and get you. You know, they want to hold you accountable. They do that. That, you know, they have their own Gestapo over there. Um, they you know they want. It's like one of the things that Elon Musk is fighting against. He's evolved. He's been real big for the last 20 or so years. He's grown. What he has done has grown. And he tended to be very socially do what you want. And then he was very tight with the money, you know. And he used to say, you know, my wallet is conservative and I'm pretty liberal minded when it comes to, and he's a free speecher, you know, which I am a free speecher. You know, I believe in First Amendment, the freedom of speech. You know, you start going through the amendments. The first couple are very important. Um, and they want to change some of that. Like the the liberals want to get rid of the electoral college. They just want popular vote. You know, whoever gets the most votes wins. The last several elections, you know, the left has gotten more votes. You know, overall they've gotten more votes. But when the Republicans won, it's in those states that count up to 270. In the battleground states, you know, they've hit that where they got the electoral vote. Got to have 270 electoral votes. And they've gotten that. But they still, because, you know, like, okay, California votes, like they're 80% nut out there. Who do you think they vote for? So they come out and vote, and, you know, millions and millions more than to just win the election out there. Everybody goes and votes. So, you know, when you get your totals, and California is one of the last states that you know, you get the totals on them, and, you know, it just throws the count way up. You know, even when, you know, Trump won, you know, he's got the 270, and they're still voting. You know, still, you still got voting going on, or you got vote counting going on. You know, vote counting going on. So, but no, you know, three things: the thumbnails and interesting content. Don't just keep repeating doing the same stuff like me with my meals. And, you know, and my meals vary. What comes in the meal varies. So I mean, yeah, I do a lot of food videos, but usually it's different stuff, you know. And then watch the controversy. You know, watch the stuff that's controversial. That's what they that's what they say. What's what they tell you. Uncle Lau, are we in that are we in that? Do they issue awards for us, or we're too small? I think we flew under their radar. We're not big enough channels. You know, I was looking at a short today, and maybe it was clickbait. I don't know, but they were talking about some guy who was Illuminati from like 150 years ago, and he had written about three world wars before we'd even had World War One, and then the third one, which would be the one that nobody wants. That one would result with the Israelis and Arabs destroying each other, and reportedly people would get tired of Christianity and would want to follow Lord Lucifer, according to the short, because there are devil worshippers. There are people who worship, Satan. And you talk about the fringe nuts. There are people who, that roll like that. I mean, reportedly, they do signs like where they hold up two fingers and then they hold down two fingers, and they do that at the same time. And that's supposed to be some sort of satanic, identification sign or something other. I don't know. But I've heard that they'll show samples of some of these little influencers or these actors or actresses, or some of these music, that they've got a few songs or whatever, and they make, and they tour, that they're into that crap, reportedly. I don't know. You know, I tell people, when I get up, I thank God for the day, and I'm thanking God. I'm not thanking His enemies. I'm thanking God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. I drink my coffee. I take my medication. I think about what I need to do. I look at my notes. I send myself emails reminding myself of stuff. I set alarms. Sometimes I set an alarm, but I forgot what the damn alarm was for. It's like, oh, you know. Um, it's another Canada's another socialist. They're pissed off at their prime minister, and maybe they'll come around, but they've gone way to the left. And, I'd always said that Canada would become part of the United States. But until we get our act together, until they get their act together, or we help them get their act together, which if we can get our act together, we need to go north and get their act together. And, you know, if you look at the size of their population, if the content of their population, it's British, Irish, and French, pretty much. You know, the UK and France. That's the makeup of most of their people. I mean, well, yeah, they got some that came up after the Civil War, and they've got and unfortunately, they're accepting immigrants now that are not the best in the world. You know, and they got socialized medicine. Hello, Mr. Whistle. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Thank you, Belinda. So, about 45 minutes in, 12 in the house, 13 likes. I still need to see about, am I going to eat something for supper? I had a couple of tacos this morning. On the weekends, I'll eat tacos or I'll eat a egg plate, I had one taco, big taco yesterday for breakfast, and I had two today. During the week at school, I usually do not eat breakfast. I just drink my coffee. I have 2 or 3 cups of coffee, take my medication, and then my kids will eat lunch at 11. So it's usually when I eat lunch, and I'll have a Hormel Complete, or once in a while I'll have the school food, or I'll have something, some chili or something. And then I eat whatever we eat when I get home, in the evening for supper, whatever the wife, concocts or gets or whatever. So, I mean, what is the goal for my channel? Well, I mean, I've heard Uncle Al say he wants to get to 5,000 subscribers. He's like wants to get this 5,000 subscribers. It'd be nice to get to a couple thousand. I'm about 300 short. And the way I was going previously, I was gaining a little over 100 a month. But in the last 8 months, I've gained about right at 200. And that would average out at 400, 100 every 4 months. I'd hate to think it'll take me another year to get to 2,000, but it is what it is. And then there are people who buy subs. People offer to sell you subs. People offer to sell you views. People offer to sell you likes. They will help you grow your channel. And then I've seen some of these big channels that have like 5 times, 10 times as many subs as I have. And then they drop a video, and a week later it's got 25 or 30 views. And they've got 10,000, 12,000 subs. And you're going to tell me, or they drop a short, and several days later it's got 4 or 5 views. You drop a short and it's got 4 or 5 views. And some of them are pretty good sized channels. I don't understand that. I do not understand that. Now I will say this, because I know some people who do it. They delete content, or they transfer content to private. So you'll see somebody who's got 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers, and they're showing 150, 160 videos. And I'm saying, wow, you did 150 videos and you're up to 3,000 or 3,500 subscribers. Well, they might have done quite a few more, and then they took a lot of it down. They got rid of a lot of it. They took a lot of it down. I mean, you keep your subs, but you start taking stuff down and you start deleting your watch time. I don't know. So we're 50 minutes into the live stream, 9 in the house, and 13 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. Hello, Mayor Ben. Welcome, Mayor Ben. I've heard AI generated subs. Okay. You know, I have been somewhat sheltered, Mayor Ben, but I do know what OnlyFans is. I do know what Twitter is. I know what I've heard of Instagram. You know, I know what Facebook is. I knew what MySpace was. I haven't done any of those. I've never done any of those. I've had no profiles. I've not looked at any of that stuff. Um, I've done you since 2018. I've done YouTube. I wasn't a creator, but I did start, doing videos. About the time I remodeled my house, which has now been 5 years. So I've probably been doing videos for about 5 years. And my channel was really small for a long time. As far as, I mean, I was at like, I got up to a couple hundred, 300, 350 subscribers. I wasn't doing live streams. They didn't have shorts back then. I wasn't doing community wall posts. I was basically just doing videos. And I would do a video every 2 or 3 weeks. I was more watching than doing. You know, I wasn't editing the stuff I put out. I wasn't editing it. I wasn't doing any specialty stuff with it. I wasn't doing like specialty thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. Hello, mom of 4 boys. Welcome. Hello, Mike. Mike Crusher released a twofer. He released a couple of, it's been a while since he'd released anything. He released a twofer, and I watched both of them. So I think I'm up on your content right now, Mike. I'm behind on a bunch of people, but I think I'm up on you. And I tell you, when it comes to watching a ration review, I will watch Mike before I watch anybody else. I will watch Mike before I watch anybody else. And I'm probably a dozen or so behind on um, Steve 89. And he's got over 1 million, close to 2 million subscribers. You know, he's the GOAT of ration reviews. But I don't know. I was looking at a thing, and and not everybody covers the same stuff. And they were talking about Barack Obama, and there was a story about how Barack Obama got elected, became a senator. And Jerry Ryan, who played that Star Trek character Seven of Nine, the blonde with the great body, and she was like the Borg, you know, on Voyager. She was married to a senator. Well, no, she was married to a man who was he a senator or did he run from Senate in Illinois? And he had a big controversy, and they got divorced. There was a innuendo about sex and such, and it allowed Obama to get that seat. Jerry Ryan divorced her husband, and he lost the election. And that's how Obama got into the Senate in Illinois. He was a senator from Illinois, U.S. senator. And he really didn't do anything while he was there. He didn't do anything. And his background is sort of interesting. What what there is and what there isn't. A lot of controversy with him. But I will tell you this. Um, the stuff right now with the questionable, um, some people participating in athletics, where you've got people with XY chromosomes wanting to compete with women who are double X chromosomes. That basically should be the determinant for, are you a man or are you a woman? What are your chromosomes? If you've got an X and a Y, you're male. If you've got a double X, you're a female. And that should be the determinant for the two sexes, if you're going to go science. But I need to do more with the emergency prepping. I need to talk about more with the emergency prepping. I need to talk about carry bags. I need to talk about just, this is absolutely what you have to have. And, wanting to expand my viewership where I actually have viewers instead of the 50, 60 people that actually, you know, I can identify as coming in here. I mean, y'all don't, not everybody comes in every night, but if everybody that comes in and views and there's 50 or 60 people that, that fairly consistently view my stuff, out of right at 1,700 subscribers, and I could up that. If I was viewing their stuff, they'd view my stuff. At one time, I probably had about 150 to 200 people that were viewing everything I put out. But then I was going back and I was giving back to a lot of those people. A lot more to those people than I am now. It is what it is. But tonight was just one of those, I sort of felt obligated to do it. So let me say a few things about, wrap up. I am getting really close to 1,700, so if you want a shot at the 1,700 subscriber giveaway, then I say this till I'm blue in the face. Leave a like and a supportive comment on the last 5 videos I've dropped. And I've got some stuff coming in that I'll show it. I will try to up my game on my shorts and the content that I'm covering in my live streams. I'm going to try to up my game on that. The stuff I'm going through. I've ordered some more stuff that'll be coming in. I've ordered stuff that I'm planning on giving away. It's stuff that I use that I have, but I've ordered extras so I can send them out. And and I tend to do stuff in flurries. Like I'll send out 2 or 3 boxes, in short order, and then it might be 2 weeks before I send out another one. It's been a couple weeks since I sent a box to somebody. And you never know. It's like, I tell you, I'm gonna send you something other, and 2 months later I sent it to you. I'm sorry, that's the way it is, Well, they got to find some place to put all the people that are coming in, That really is the truth. And then I don't know if we're going to get rid of a lot of them. I think we'll get rid of the worst criminal ones. I think we'll get those deported. I don't know about all these other people. Statistically, there are over 50 million people that were born outside the United States that are living here. 50 million that were born elsewhere, they're living here. 50 million. And most of them, they didn't come over legally. We got to build the wall. We've got to build the wall. We've got to secure the border. I'd love to be in charge because there's a lot of stuff I do. I would secure the power grid. I would secure the border. I would secure the power grid so that if something happens, an EMP wouldn't take it out. I would be securing facilities. I would be building a lot of desalination plants for water, seawater. I would be doing a lot of desalination. I would really be upping our game with our energy production. I would make sure I secured our food supply and that we have enough of it. The way the government's spending money, I'd shift what we're spending money on. I'd reduce, and I would shift what we're spending money on. And I'd make sure that we had plenty of law enforcement. And I'd pay them a lot better than we're paying them. Same thing with EMS, firefighters. They all deserve to be making a lot more. They should be making at least $100,000 a year. Same thing with teachers. But I tell you what, I'd clean out the teachers. I'd make sure that they were decent teachers and that they weren't teaching crap. Am I glitchy? I hope not. So, 14 in the house, 16 likes. When you get up in the morning, thank God for the day. Look at all the people who are passing away. I'm 62 years old right now. People a lot younger than me have been dying. We're losing a lot of the great actors and actresses and musicians, music from the old days, A lot of them really lived hard lives. We're losing a lot of people to overdoses, to addictions. Dementia is now called type 3 diabetes. You got type 1, you got type 2. Type 1 is childhood diabetes. People who are diabetics basically from early in their early on. Type 2 diabetes are the ones that they contract, they get it because of the way they live and because of their weight and because of genetics and various things later in life. And now they're saying that dementia is type 3 diabetes. When you get to a certain age and you start losing your mind and, dementia sets in, they're calling that type 3 diabetes now. I need to lose weight. Right here. My legs aren't big, my arms aren't big, I don't have fat on my back. But I do have a belly. I got the dad bod. If I can get rid of that, I'd look pretty good. At least in my clothes, I'd look good. And I want to try. I really do. It'll help my health. You lose weight, it takes weight off your knees. You got bad knees or bad hips, lose weight, takes pressure off. It'll help your blood pressure. It'll help your blood sugar. Lead by example. Everybody leads somebody. And everybody's a follower to somebody. Be a good follower and be a good leader. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Show you have upbringing. Show your home training. Respect your elders. One day you'll be an elder and they need to respect you. Have dignity. I'm not saying have a lot of pride. I'm saying have dignity. Behave with dignity. Set an example. Wisdom comes with age. You better be getting some of it. $12 in the house. Yeah, don't go the sweet tooth. Don't go with the sweet tooth. I buy candy all the time. I give it away to kids. Chocolate candy. You can go and get the Great Value chocolate bars. They're pretty good sized bars. They've got 4 different varieties of them. They've got the milk chocolate. They got the dark chocolate. They've got the milk chocolate with almonds. They got the milk chocolate with taffy, and the dark chocolate with almonds. They were 99 cents a piece, and they'd stick them on the bottom shelf because they didn't want people buying them. But now they're $1.18 a piece. I'll buy those and give those to people at work. I give them to kids. I don't eat them myself, but I'll give them away. I tend to drink diet soft drinks, like I'm a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi person. I go to Sam's, I get a Diet Pepsi because they're Pepsi products. Other places, Diet Coke. $16 likes. 12 in the house. Yeah, I ate a lot of candy when I was a kid. I could eat whatever I wanted to when I was a kid, and I would not gain weight. Take care, Uncle Al. Appreciate you. I could eat whatever I wanted, and I would not gain weight. Eat like a horse. I'd eat half fried chicken with French fries, cornbread, you know, drinking tea or drinking Coke with it. Yeah, um, I really need to get back into my eating oatmeal. A couple of packs of oatmeal. I get like the Quaker Oats variety packs over at Sam's. You get like 54 packs in a pack. And I'll eat a couple of those, and that's a meal. Drink coffee with it. Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh, yeah. We don't have Krispy Kreme in Victoria. I used to have a Krispy Kreme 2 blocks from where I lived in Corpus. You walk in there, and they give you a donut. And I'd get coffee, and then I'd get like a box of donuts and take them to work for my staff. Hello, Prepper Book Club. Dave, if you're still there, my best to Echo. And again, a belated happy birthday. I will be I will be sending you something. I've got everything together. I just need to do it. And I've got a box. I'm not afraid to use it. I got several of these. Just need to do it. Oh Lord. I mean, stuff like that. That's my content. I send goodie boxes to people. I send them a little stuff, you know. That's my content. My live streams, my shorts, which are tend to be food, you know. What did I eat? You get to see what I ate. I've got a couple of more ready to upload. I just haven't uploaded them. They say 6 a day. Well, I was told 4 a day. And I'm good when I do 2 a day. You know. I drop 2 shorts a day, and I'll get between 800 and 900 views off of them, usually, between the two. I do a live stream, and I get over 100 views on that. So, I mean, I'm getting over 1,000 views a day. A little small channel just chugging along. Krispy Kreme will beat Dunkin', will beat Shipley, or any of these other mom and poppers. I mean, Krispy Kreme is good. Good. Beat the hell out of Walmart. But then Walmart, you know, used to be I could buy 2 donuts from Walmart and I'd pay $1, 99 cents. And this stuff's been going up. You go to Dunkin' Donut, or you go down here to Speedy Stop, whatever, $1.69 for a donut. 1 donut, $1.69. Yep, I love Krispy Kreme. I do. Good stuff. Love that stuff. So tomorrow is a work day. I get up about 5 o'clock. I wake up by 4:30 or 5 o'clock. I'm at work before 7. You know, I gotta get it together. Very important. Gotta get it together. I'll get up in the morning, you know, get cleaned up for the day, get my clothes on. I take a shower, of course. Back in the day, I'd take a shower in the morning, I'd take a shower in the evening, and some days I take 3 showers in a day. Now it's good I take one, you know. When you get older, you don't like to bathe. You're not really into hygiene. At least that's what I found, you know. And part of it could be because it's just so difficult to move. I don't move the way I used to. I don't have the range of motion I used to have. I don't have the depth perception, you know. I bump into stuff. My balance is not what it used to be. I guess what you'd call muscle memory. I don't have muscle memory the way I used to. I mean, I can talk a good, like martial arts, I can talk a good game from back in the days, 20 years ago, but I can't do any of that stuff now. But I can talk to you about it, you know. I will tell you, when I was involved in martial arts and I was involved a little bit in teaching, and I worked with kids that, you know, lower belts and such, kids. We would not train people who were bullies. You know, we would not train a kid that was a thug, behaved like a thug. We would not train bullies. Why do you want? That's just like, you know, you got these people in prison, and they've got bodybuilding, so you got all these hardcore, you know, prisoners that are, you know, really, you know, bad, and all they do is lift weights, bulk up, and then, you know, the security, physically they can't, most of them. Why do that? You know, that doesn't come across as very wise. I've got a brother-in-law who was a federal prison guard, and they don't get paid enough, you know. Hey, Dave. Make sure you give my best to Echo. And I like that Americana. You know, you really talk about some good stuff. You had some good, you know, it's some good stuff on there. Yeah, I like to talk about the cars, you know, back in the day. My father bought my mother a couple of Thunderbirds, Ford Thunderbirds, back in the 60s. Wrecked one, bought her another one. Yeah, he liked Fords. He drove a Galaxy, and he did not like trucks. He didn't like pickups. So it hurt his butt, you know. He used to, like, he wouldn't wear blue jeans. He wore khakis. He said, too tight in the crotch, you know. It's like he liked to brag about that, you know. My dad was a character. He was old school. He was an old school redneck character. Cracker from Georgia. No offense, you know, 'cause that's my family. You know, it's like, you know, but it's like they jokingly would talk about the crackers in Georgia. You know, I don't know. 11 in the house and 17 likes. 13 in the house and 17 likes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how things are going. Somebody was talking about that you know, a few years ago, the average cost of a house was like $220,000, and then over a period of 2 or 3 years, the average cost of a house now is $450,000. I'd hate to think I could get $450,000 for my house. When it was built, it probably cost $35,000 to build it back in the 60s. You know, 20 years ago, I sold 21 years ago, I sold my house in Corpus. 1,736 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2 car garage, all brick, nicely remodeled, built in the 60s, and I got about $100,000 for it. My mother's house. You know, moved. I moved to Victoria. And the house I'm in right now is 1,500 square feet, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage. You know, this is one of my man cave. My wife's got her cave. I've got my cave. The kids got her room. We've got our, master suite. Linda Powers. Hello, Linda. How are you doing, young lady? Not paying attention. I apologize. I'm talking and not paying attention. 13 in the house, 18 likes. I don't know. So I got a get well card for one of my aides. Had COVID. She'll be back at work tomorrow. I got a card. We're all going to sign it. The kids are going to sign it and give it to her. Oh, worry not. If you're really interested, go back and watch it. But I would, if you want to watch some of my stuff that will give you some interest, go back the last couple of days, not today, but go back and watch the first 15, 20 minutes of yesterday's. Watch the first 15, 20 minutes the day before. I went through some modular ration enhancements. I had 3 different packs, so the last 3 days, count back 3 days, and each day at first 15 or 20 minutes of my video, I went through what they were, what was in them. They're supplements for the U.S. military that they give out to people, soldiers in the field. They call them modular MORS, modular operational ration enhancements. Extras. It's basically extras. Extra stuff. Well, they're goodies. They're extra goodies. They're extra calories, extra snacks, extra drink. Beverages like a grape juice or grape drink or an orange or a lime or a fruit punch or flavors. You put 12 ounces of cold water in it. It's a little bag, and you put that in there, shake it up, and you can drink it from the bag. Or they give you like energy gel, a couple ounces of energy gel, or like Zapple sauce, which is got caffeine in it. It's like an applesauce with caffeine. Or they'll give you like a chocolate pudding type, that's got enhanced with caffeine in it, or caffeinated gum, you know, that kind of stuff. Those goodies. What the rations that you get, you know, the rations that they give. Normally, you get a coffee with a creamer and a sugar. You get some sort of beverage powder for a cold beverage. You get your main. You can get some crackers or tortillas or, you know, some sort of bread with it. You'll get a snack, and you'll get a dessert. You know. The desserts maybe a cookie, or, you know, or some sort of you know, some sort of bar, you know, chocolate bar or something other, candy or whatever. I mean, they give you decent stuff, you know. You usually get gum. You'll get a couple pieces of gum, toilet paper, matches. Used to be they would put cigarettes in MREs, or in, you get K rations, or you get rations and such, and there would be like uh, you know, you get 6 or 8 cigarettes with it. And back when a lot more people smoked, they'd give you cigarettes. And it is a disgusting habit, and it can damage your heart, and it can certainly give you cancer if you do it long enough. And now that they know that's the case, a lot less people are doing it. Yeah, and even the chocolate that they give you is designed for the heat. That it doesn't melt as fast with the heat. You know, heat will melt. You know, but no, it's designed for to, you know, it's heat resistant. Stuff is heat resistant. I mean, they can do all sorts of stuff. 19 likes, 11 in the house. I need one more like to hit 20. Any takers? Take care, Joseph. Thank you, Prepper Book Club. I appreciate it. Oh, and that's another thing. I upped my life insurance. I have a $50,000 policy on my kid that's $24.75 a month. It will not go up for her life, provided it's paid for. I can take it with me if I stop working. Got for me and for my wife. You know, we all got, you know, life insurance. Mine's a lot more expensive. My wife's a lot more expensive. Mine's more expensive than the wife's. You know, the kid, because she's only 26, a lot less expensive. You look at the mortality tables and such, how long a person's supposed to live. You know, they look at that kind of stuff. So I got cleaned up. I took care of the U, shaved it, trimmed the beard. Looks a lot better to me. And I tell you what, you know, I look at all these people that were gorgeous back 40 years ago. They're my age, most of the Brat Packers. You know, they're all around my age. You look at them, they got a hell of a lot more. They've got a hell of a lot more wrinkles than I do. You know, they don't look any better than me now. I looked pretty good when I was young, and I mean, I look better than they do now. You know, in their older age, I think I'm going a little bit better than they are. I mean, look at their foreheads with all the, you know, wrinkles and everything, big ones. So, you know, it's not necessarily about your looks, your personality, how you treat people, the quality of, you know, You know, who are you? So tomorrow starts a new week. Be ready. Remember, the Scout motto is be prepared, preparedness. And everybody, appreciate you coming in, and have a blessed day. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of a coffee talk. Bye.